everybody, and welcome to sunny Alabama. Now today we are checking out the XTR Special Edition models from Yamaha, just like that Grizzly 700 behind me. Now the XTR models are basically a styling package, but there are some functional upgrades here we have to talk about. So in this video we'll look at all the XTR models, the YXZ, the Wolverine X2 and X4, and this Grizzly. We'll talk about all the upgrades that the package brings along, and then of course we'll go over the price and whether or not it's worth it. So let's do it. So we'll start this one off by looking at this Grizzly here. And let me first say that the XTR package is basically the same on all of these models. It consists of unique seats, generally with unique stitching in them, a worn winch up front, which this Grizzly does have, of course. There's also some unique XTR badging. You can see that right there. And then all of these models come in the same paint job, and that is titanium bronze on tactical black, which is, in my opinion, a pretty cool looking paint job. And then finally, you get unique wheels and tires. Now that's the same on all the different machines, but of course the wheels and tires and all the little details are different. So first, this Grizzly. This Grizzly gets a set of 27-inch Maxxis Zillas. Those are some massive tires, and they are quite aggressive. Although there is one thing with the Grizzly, and that is that on this unit, these are not unique to the XTR package. What is unique though are those gold wheels. If you want those wheels, you gotta go XTR, but although these Zillas were added just to the regular 2019 Grizzly. So they've updated that display screen. Here, I can turn the key, turn it on, you can take a look at it. It is nice and big, the numbers are even bigger. Just make sure that you're gonna be able to see everything right away once you look down. Now, ground clearance here is improved by just ½ inch. That's because of those tires. The width here has also been pushed out about 1.6 inches, again, thanks to those big tires. And you know what? This is a square tire setup, and that's one of the cool things about these models is that they don't have to run different offsets in the back. They run square tires, so if you are carrying a spare, you only have to carry one size of spare. So that's basically it for the Grizzly, guys. Let me give you a close-up on some of these details. Unique badging. But on this unit, you don't actually get a ton of content. There's definitely more that comes to the side-by-sides. That worn winch is a nice feature though. Nice to get that from the factory. It is a steel cable, not the synthetic rope that a lot of people have been going with these days. So yeah, that's a nice little feature as well. And you can see we've already painted it up with mud, so it is sort of hard to tell the difference between the mud and the bronze. But that's actually kind of a nice thing too. The bronze hides some of the dirt. But that's enough about this Grizzly. Let's go grab one of the side-by-sides and take a look. Now let's look at the Wolverine. So first things first, of course, tactical black and that bronze. And this is really a sharp color combo. Yamaha says that it's very popular right now in all of its focus groups and its data. That's what it's telling them. My eyeballs tell me that it's a really premium color combo. Having that bronze on there, to me, just makes it look sort of expensive and yeah, a little more luxurious. Now on the inside, you do get this special edition badging right there on the seat back, and the stitching, bronze stitching in the actual seat itself. Up here on the dash, one thing's a little different. You get that Wolverine X2 badge, also finished in bronze. But besides that, that's really it for the interior. Now, badging on the exterior, you get this cool kind of mud splatter design, and that's sort of the black on bronze as well. It's there, it's up there, it's on the doors, and right all the way to the back. Now, it's funny, from a distance, when this thing is clean, it actually looks almost like this is muddy. Like when you're looking at it from back here, it's like, oh, what's going on over there? But it's just the paint job, so nothing to be worried about, guys. Now, again, I think this is a sharp-looking machine. So that's sort of the way it looks. And let's talk about functional upgrades. First one has to be 4,500-pound worn winch. You also get this unique bumper, which comes from the factory to accommodate that winch. Now, the winch is also a steel cable, no synthetic rope here. Yamaha went with steel cable for all of its machines. The other functional upgrade here is, of course, the wheel and tire package. So those are bronze wheels, unique to this X2. And the tires are GBC Dirt Commanders. They are 27-inch tires. So even on this Wolverine, Yamaha upsized the tires And thanks to those tires, ground clearance is up to 11.5 inches, and yes, that is half an inch more than the old Wolverine. Now there's one other interesting upgrade that Yamaha did to this Wolverine, and that is more durable A-arms. So these A-arms used to just be E-coated. Well, now they're E-coated and powder coated to make sure that they're very resistant to rock chips and, you know, maybe rust or anything else that might take the paint off there and cause them to deteriorate over time. That should be even better now. So Yamaha made all of these upgrades to the Wolverine. Let's go take a look at the back. And thanks to the new tires too, they actually had to push the wheelbase out by about an inch. So the wheelbase is almost an inch longer now. And somebody told me at Yamaha that that's not because of the X2. It was actually because of the X4. They couldn't get the tires to quite fit right on the X4, so they actually pushed the wheelbase back just an inch. And that's the same for this unit and the X4. Now, I'm not gonna grab an X4 because everything here is basically the exact same, but there is one thing I need to talk to you about. On the 4-seat model, you can now get these KYB piggyback shocks on the front. The X2 has offered these since launch. The X4 never had the KYB piggybacks up front, and now it does, and basically it just allows the machine to ride that much nicer over rough terrain. And let me tell you, we've been on the trail all day today. It does make a significant difference. So let's go grab what has to be the most exciting model of all of them, the Yamaha YXZ. And finally, last but certainly not least, we have the Yamaha YXZ. And once again, as an XTR, man, I think this thing looks sharp. Besides the fact that it already looks super aggressive, having that cool kind of bronze fleck running up into that black, man, yeah, I think this thing looks tough. So about now, it's time for you to head down in the comments and let me know what you think about the styling on these XTR models, and I'll keep on going through the changes here for the YXZ. So up front there, you do get a unique front bumper, and of course you get that worn winch, which is incorporated straight from the factory. Now, there's another upgrade up front here too, and it's those guys, two little auxiliary LED lights which come right in the middle. I think that's really smart. Always nice to have extra lighting, and they just tuck in there real nice too and give this thing a nice looking face. So there's been some additions to the front, but there's actually something missing from the front now for 2019. And that's a radiator. Yamaha took the rad and they moved it to the back of the unit. Now again, this is really a mud specific thing. Having the radiator back here just means it'll never get clogged up with mud. You're not gonna worry about cleaning it or keeping it clean. Now you can see the rad's underneath that cover, and there's the main air intake right there. So air basically comes through the cabin. But Yamaha's not stupid. They know that people buy windshields, and if you put a windshield on, you're going to totally impede your airflow. So there's actually a secondary air intake right here along the back end of the unit. You can see it right there, because when you're driving, air basically ends up coming over the hood and swirling in here and coming down and feeding back into the unit here. So not only did Yamaha move it and make it, you know, functionally better because it won't get clogged, they told me that cooling here is actually up. The cooling capacity is up compared to the front mounted rad. So that's a pretty neat little change, actually a big change from an engineer standpoint. And it's gonna make a big difference. You're just never gonna have to worry about it. No one else has done that in the side-by-side industry, so that makes this YXZ really unique now. And once again, really sort of East Coast focused. This is not focused solely or primarily on the desert like some machines can be. So again, you got those lights, you got a 4,500 pound winch like I mentioned. Now there's a couple other lights I want to show you, and they're actually right back here in the cab. So if you watch those two lights, there's a switch up here on the dash, and that's just a little bit of in-cab lighting. So if you're out at night and you need to read something, or you just need to grab something, you get these nice little LEDs, and you know what, they don't make a big difference now, but I'm sure when it's quite dark, they definitely would. Now, of course, this XTR gets unique seats, just like the Wolverine, special edition, stitched right in, plus this bronze stitching. And you know what? These are nicely bolstered seats. They're not too aggressively bolstered, but there's just enough to really hug you and hold you in place. Now, one of the big functional upgrades, once again, are the tires. So that is a set of 29-inch Maxxis Carnage tires, and they're wrapped around cast aluminum 14-inch bead lock wheels. Yes, guys, those are proper bead locks, once again, right from the factory, and they get that bronze finish. So if you go for the XTR, you're getting totally unique wheels that you can't get on any other Yamaha model, and that's what makes these things cool, you know, is you're getting the unique styling and you're getting some features that other Yamaha customers cannot get. Now, there's something else I want to show you guys on the inside, and this is not specific to the XTR package, but the package does come with a mirror up there, and that mirror has also been redesigned for this year. So it used to be that you needed a tool, you needed some kind of Allen key to basically loosen off the screws and then move the mirror. Not anymore. This is automotive style, which means it's ready to be moved, and then once it's in place, it's nice and solid and secure, which is, you know, really convenient. When you're out moving on the trail, you want to be able to make little adjustments. You don't want to have to be pulling out your tools every single time you want to adjust the mirror. So that's a nice little feature as well, and it makes a big difference when you're out riding. It's going to save you some time and some hassle. Now, I can give you guys a close-up here on the special edition badging. I absolutely love these big tail fins on the YXZ. It just makes it look so cool, like it's flying through the air even when it's just sitting still. So guys, that's really it for the XTR packages, but of course we got to talk about pricing. So let me throw the pricing up on screen right here so you can see exactly what we're talking about for dollars and cents. If you go for one of these XTR models, what you're really getting is that unique style, letting people know that what you have is a little bit special. But the functional differences here, the biggest one of course being the tires, well, they make a big difference. These Maxxis Carnage, for instance, they were excellent today out on the trail, in the mud, in the dry, everywhere we took them. So it was nice that Yamaha didn't make it just a styling package. There is some substance here, and if you're asking me, I think that these machines are worth the money. So guys, that's it for this video. Now make sure you stay tuned, because soon I'm going to compare this YXZ to two of its biggest competitors, the Honda Talon and the Kawasaki KRX. That video will be on the channel in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you go below, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and then come right back to TFL Off-Road for the latest news, views, and real world reviews. See ya.